I'm in the process of stripping down a Royal Enfield Bullet 350 engine. In this case it's a late 50s, early 60s Redditch 350 Bullet engine, but they're all pretty much the same where this that I'm going to discuss is concerned. And the 350s and the 500s can sometimes be very difficult in cylinder head removal. They can get stuck on by the stud holes, and various reasons why they can be difficult to get off. And obviously I've got the cylinder head off this one, but I'm going to discuss what I do and how I did it with this one. I always keep the valve gear intact and present. I don't take the rocker blocks off, and I leave the push rods obviously in place, and all the cam gear and everything is still in there. And what I tend to do is I turn it not to the top dead center compression, but the top dead center on the other top dead center where both valves are slightly open, or if needs be I can turn it till the inlet's fully open or the exhaust fully open, whatever. But you get a tremendous amount of assistance, upwards pressure on the cylinder head like that when both valves are slightly open or either one of them's fully open. You can take your pick and you can have the force there or shared or whatever. And basically, once I've got the valves opened to the amount that I want them open, I go around the other side of the engine then, because obviously we've got a good bit of push up on this side of the engine, and with a block of wood, a suitable block of wood, and a mallet, you can put the block of wood against this edge here, not the fins but the edge of the rocker box there, so not quite horizontal, a bit of upwards force, and give it a wallop with a mallet, and usually this side will start to yield a little. Failing that, you can get your block of wood and hit underneath the exhaust port and underneath the inlet port, and usually that'll get it going. Sometimes I've even put an exhaust pipe back in the head, especially if you've got the engine still in the bike. You can put the exhaust pipe back in, slewed around, and use that as a really good lever to get things moving. But usually using the valves and the valve springs and the valves actually being open tends to give decent assistance on this side, and can sometimes just help getting the cylinder head going, and like I say, it did in this case. And what I've done following on from that is I found that the cylinder barrel was stuck down very well by the base gasket, and there was no sort of reasonable way of getting it moving. And what I do in a situation like that, get a couple of Stanley knife blades and aim them right at the centre of the gasket between the joint faces and drive them in with a small hammer, and they will exert immense pressure and start splitting or separating the gasket. And then you usually find you can put a screwdriver in, a big screwdriver, with this nut here still in place but wound back a bit. You can use that as a fulcrum and get your screwdriver under there and just get levering a bit, and look, the gaskets let go everywhere. So I know I can lift that barrel off now, and there won't be any fin damage, no risk of that at all. And I'm into the piston next, so that's just a few little tips that might be useful to anyone stripping their Bullet engine top end down, and how I sometimes go about it.